Right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekah HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and the sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And I mostly want to go into the topic pretty much. I know I went just recently into a video about staying on the path, but this is the more so stay focused, stay diligent, vigilant, and focus on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, as well as doing the tasks that we're supposed to do. Because it's bad enough that we have niggas in the world to deal with. It's worse when you have a nigga inside the camp to deal with. And 9 times out of 10, even though you may want this nigga gone, or you may be trying to pray for him to get right if you think he's a brother and just trying to get himself together, which is still fine. It's always a great thing to do. But if you know he's a stone cold nigga, we can't waste our energy going back and forth with them. After they've done been exposed to a demon as they are, we can't keep focusing our attention off the path that Yahweh Shem Yahushua set us on. Okay, I mean, naturally, of course, we could go, you could go in on him if he's scoffing, being a nigga, which is, hey, niggas will always be niggas. Niggas want to come into the camp, think they're somebody, and then think they're ready to do their own thing when they're not, and then come up with some wayward, backwards ass doctrine. I'm all for a brother cutting up a devil nigga as he is, but not to where we're so bent out of shape to where we're not focusing on waking up the elect, because we gotta remain as we are. We gotta remain following the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and to follow those ways, we gotta seek after him, as First Chronicles 16 and 13 says. No, 16 and 11, Salakia, where it says, "Seek the Lord in His strength continually." So we gotta seek the Lord in His strength. When we done exposing the nigga, we gotta focus on what we gotta go back to, because at the end of the day, these niggas are like women. All these niggas are like women. You see them, you hear the way they act, talk, walk, whatever, and these niggas got the spirit of their mothers, where you can't tell them shit. Next you know, they're gonna keep arguing with some other shit, some more shit. Every time you pull out something, they got something they want to do to top that, and still be talking about the same thing you talking about. Or then next you know, it's going to be a whole bunch of threats as soon as you expose them. And at the end of the day, we don't have time to deal with these niggas. As much as we go on them, but the spirit of the Lord keeps us in the spirit to, hey, the Lord can have you keep doing videos on the nigga. He can have you doing like three videos, and then he'll have you go kindle your spirit on something else, like going to the Esau. But when it becomes a repetitive thing, to worry about every nigga that come across our path, we gotta start wondering: is Yahweh Shem Yahushua keeping me in the spirit of this, or is it the fleshly talking to keep me doing these? Because sometimes anybody can say it's of the Lord making me do this, but sometimes we had to check ourselves to make sure if what we're doing is even right. And that's not just truth wise, but even living condition wise, even mentality wise. Because any brother can say that it's of the Lord doing this, which is true, but at the same time, is it of the correct way? And that's the main reason why I want to get into this video, because anybody can say anything of just putting putting it on the or Yahweh Shah on Yahweh Shah, which of course he controls our footsteps, but at the same time, we're supposed to be striving to be perfect as we are as the Lord is, and we can't always just pin everything we do because of the Lord. And let's say it be, if you getting rebuked and you saying that this was of the Lord, saying that what I did was of the Lord, then hey, you could be right. Maybe it was a righteous thing, or maybe maybe the Lord had you do that so you can get rebuked because what you did was wicked. So we can't think of what Yahweh Shah does as a one-track thing. We gotta think. We can't think on the level as Yahweh Shah, which is why it should never be a one-track minded thing. We gotta keep it balanced and spiritual. Ephesians 6:11 says, "Put on the whole armor of Yahweh." Now, anybody could be quoting a bunch of scriptures and just say this is that and this is this, but if you're not equating them, then what good is it? Like me, I only brought out 2 scriptures within this entire video. I could be pulling out more, but if I can't equate it, then what would be the purpose of me bringing out that many scriptures? Or you don't even need that many scriptures to bring out. You can bring out plenty of points. That's why we are the salt of the earth. We got different things. We don't have to keep pulling out a whole bunch of ton of scriptures just to prove one point. You can bring out 3 scriptures. You can bring out 2. Sometimes you can just go into one scripture and just break that down, and it may lead to another scripture. But that's why I say that we can't think of Yahweh Shah as a one-track mind of saying that, oh, just because we read the scripture that he's the author of all things, and the other scripture that he directs our steps, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be in a good way. It could be in a bad way. Or it could be in another way that he's trying to make you see something within yourself, or you might see something within range. That could be something else. But that's why we gotta remain spiritual, because anybody could just say that this was of the Lord, and it could be a curse to kill you. It could be anything. Which is why we gotta think within ourselves that, hey, could I be doing something wrong, or could it be something I need to improve on? Those are one of the things of staying diligent as well, because it's not only the things that you gotta watch for outside of the truth; it's the things you gotta watch for inside the truth. It's the things you gotta watch for within yourself. It's plenty of things to worry about outside of what you're doing, but it's another thing to worry about what you're doing with yourself. Sometimes it's always a good thing to meditate. Sometimes it's always a good thing to just ask a brother, hey, did I do anything wrong? Or is there anything I can improve on? Because sometimes you don't see it yourself. Sometimes you may not even think about it, which is why the Lord may put the spirit on another brother to tell you where you may be going off at and where you could improve on. But that's what makes this truth so much more greater, because it never gets dull. There's always something, whether it be good or bad. It could be a good thing that, hey, the Lord has you doing something, He will reward you, or you may actually see something that's interesting for you to go into the video for. Or it could be a bad thing that, hey, to show that you could get rebuked for something you're doing wrong, or it could be something that you need to work on, and so on and so forth. It's not always about doing videos on Esau and niggas, but which is all still fine. Of course, doing videos on world events, so on and so forth. But it's also another thing to keep brothers in the spirit, or even for the brothers that's new into the faith, to look at themselves in the early stage because they don't know what is going on. That's why we have camps. That's why we pretty much do what we do to make sure we stay balanced. But that's pretty much it in my video. So with that, Shalom and death to this wicked society.